We should be back now.
Alrighty. Shall we just jump back into it?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have woken up. You've had your little conversation about your dreams. It's probably now like 7:30 a.m. So, if you want to do anything before you go to your meeting, if you want to go downstairs, have some breakfast, anything like that. Otherwise, we can just cut to you guys arriving at Favar's Emporium.
I mean, I think we had some breakfast, but just like a light breakfast.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like a croissant or something.
I think that to do that, I think the croissant may be hopeful
That's
for the
hopeful
local
for you.
cuisine here at
Okay.
the Gnarlsroot city.
All right. A girl can.
But I think that as you go down to the common area, which this morning is deserted aside from you and the goblin that runs the inn, and he is serving you your bread, basically, he will sort of go, "You folks made the right choice to not deal with them last night. Yeah, no, very wise of you, very wise of you."
Yeah, we've heard that guy's not the most charming of folks.
They say that they make the sons of clan leaders to test humble innkeepers.
Yes.
But the gods saw fit to really test me, to test me well.
Yes, I'm very sorry. And if I've got a couple extra silver or something in my pocket, I'm going to leave.
Thank you kindly, miss.
Leave
Thank you
you.
kindly.
Absolutely.
You folks have a good day. If there's anything you need, anything we can help you with, anything you need directions to, recommendations, you let me know. You seem like all right folks.
Well, thank you. You too. We're just off to Favar's Emporium for now.
Be careful. The bar guest, she has a way of biting people's heads off, so be on your guard with her.
Okay. Well, seems like a lot of things want to bite our heads off these days.
Yeah.
It's the Teldorath. This
Yeah.
is what we do here.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. You folks have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
We'll kind of walk away.
All right. Well, shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cut to you. The door open to Favar's Emporium. And Pelvin will, as she drinks a cup of coffee, look up and go, right on time. Please, step this way. And she will kind of lift a barrier and lead you guys up a set of stairs. And at a door, which she will knock on. And after a moment, a voice from inside will go, come on in. And Pelvin will open the door and go, Satus, Helena, Cal, Lurian, Favar, have a good meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Pelvin.
Thanks.
The office behind that door is beautiful in a way that defies the fact that it is in Gnarlsroot. It has this beautiful plush cushion, couch in the far side of the room. Underneath sort of this beautiful painting, there's some taxidermied animals around. There's a little drink cart in a corner. There's sort of various interesting weapons and pieces of art mounted on the walls, except the far side, which is a gigantic, beautiful window that looks out over the town with a great view. And in front, sitting at the other end of the office in this beautiful mahogany desk, in front of which are laid 3 chairs that look very comfortable, is this woman with a buzz-cut blonde hair. She is a human, but she's one of those humans that you're she's clearly in her 34, just kind of very kind of hard to immediately place where she is. And she is wearing this very, very dapper suit. And has one more thing that immediately leaps out at you. And what is it, Beth?
She has elaborate lip piercings that are rather becoming.
Very nice.
And she will look at the 3 of you and kind of go, yes, you must be my, these new business connections that I'm very excited to make. Please, come in. And she will rise to go shake your hands. And as she does, Helena, you see one more thing mounted on the wall in a little frame, which is a little artifact that looks almost like carved rock that has been painted on in the form of an eye. The exact thing that you saw in your dreams is hanging in this woman's office. Hi, nice to meet you, Lurian Favar, thank you, please, nice to meet you. Can I get you some coffee? Can I get you some tea, water, anything?
I'll take
Water.
I'll take some
Yeah.
tea.
Water's
Wonderful. All right. Pelvin, can I get 2 waters and 2 teas, please? Make them strong, please. All right, please. Have a seat. What can I do for you today? Come. Sit down. Make yourselves comfortable. Make yourselves at home. We are here for you.
Oh, thank
What can I
you.
do for you today?
Well, we heard that you were a very well-connected person here.
Oh, good. The bribes that I've been paying around town for people to say that seem to be working. Good.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it's
Money
true.
well spent.
I'm sure it's true. We're looking for something or someone, and we were wondering if maybe perhaps you could lead us to it.
Intriguing. Tell me more.
Well, we're looking for a woman named Demetria. Have you heard of someone?
If it's someone that lives in Gnarlsroot, they must have another name. I've never heard of anyone having that name here.
She would be very old and an elf. And
Okay, I mean, I only came to Gnarlsroot about 8 years ago. If it's someone that was very old, they may have already passed away before I started kind of keeping records of the folks in town. Like, when's the last time that the person, like, whoever said that this person lived here, when, like, have they seen them here in the last, like, 8-7 years?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
It,
sorry, keep going.
I was going to say, if you know of any, I don't know, powerful objects or any sites that are set for the, for the Frostwalker or are considered holy sites.
Yes, I mean, the Spire of Oblivion is about 3 hours north of town.
The Spire of Oblivion.
What's that?
Yeah.
Spire of Oblivion is, it is believed to be the last place that the Frostwalker visited on this earth before he and the other gods ascended to their respective planes. It is a holy site, and it is a place where, it's the Frostwalker. He doesn't have disciples, he doesn't have followers,
Right.
but every now and then he does bless someone with his touch, and he empowers them. He makes them a divine soul. And the Spire of Oblivion is the place where those people who were, depending on your perspective, either brave or foolish enough to seek his approval would go and find whatever their final test for his blessing is there. But most people who do things like that are just completely out of their gourd. I mean, it is standard knowledge that if you are someone that a god is eyeing to become one of their divine souls, as you get closer and closer to these divine places, you start to have prophetic dreams where the god starts to communicate with you in some way. And no one that has come near the spire has ever had any of those, as far as I know. So it's mostly just a site of attraction for the death-obsessed and the cultish. Of course, most people can't even get near the Spire of Oblivion. It is surrounded by an ever-raging storm called the Maelstrom. In order to need that, you would need something like this doodad. And she points at the frame behind her. They call it the Eye of the Navigator. It's supposed to be a relic that can get you through inclement weather of that sort. So if you are interested in sightseeing for places of the Frostwalker, you could do no better than visiting the Spire of Oblivion.
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of place we want to go. I mean,
Yeah.
not necessarily want to go, but
Can I ask why?
Cal looks at Satus.
The sausages are gonna look at cow.
This is
They look
also
at each
intriguing.
other and
I feel like
we're dealing with a potentially dangerous situation that will
Okay.
affect everyone more or less, and so we need to find some objects and some people, and
Could you please? I'm sorry, that was a little too specific. Could you please make it a little bit more vague,
sure.
so that my brain
Yeah.
can wrap its head around
Yeah.
it?
There is a name we've been asking about around town that people don't seem to know of, but we're wondering if the name Demetria means anything to you.
No, I don't know anyone with that title. But again, they may have been around before I was around. So someone in town may have an alias that I just don't know about.
well, she's supposedly someone who might be able to help us, and it sounds like, based on what we know of her, she might be in a place like the Spire of Oblivion, which, of course, with our luck, would be, in the middle of a giant maelstrom.
Sure. Okay, I see. Well, yeah, in that case, you should go up there. But you shouldn't go there without the eye of the navigator. That would be almost guaranteed death.
Great.
And would we be able to borrow that? How does that exactly work if we were going to try and utilize that?
Well, I'm very curious. This is the part where I'm very curious, because we have not yet arrived at the part of this meeting where we talk about how this benefits me, Lurian. So, I'm all ears. If you guys have a proposal, I don't normally lend out my relics, but for the right exorbitant price, we could come to an understanding.
Well, we don't exactly have a lot of gold at the moment.
She kind of eyes the three of you. And she goes, how would you feel about maybe doing a little task for me? In
We're open to
exchange
it.
for me lending you my priceless, one-of-a-kind object.
Yeah.
I think that could be arranged depending on the task, yeah.
Our
Have
ears.
you had the misfortune of running into a walking natural disaster by the name of Tarok Wolfgrin while you've been in town?
Quite literally, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring a little bit of order and civilization into this backwoods place. And Tarok and the old ways that he represents have been a constant thorn at my side. His father, the aging Perrock Wolfgrin, has been ever so accommodating, but Tarok has been talking up the idea of, well, as soon as the old man passes away, I'm going to get Lurian under control. I'm going to kick Failvar out of town. I'm going to do all these things, blah, 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 blah. I could really, really use something to discredit this man, something to perhaps damage his esteem in the eyes of the local population. Have you all heard about the Amon Keth?
Indeed we have.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Tarok has won the past 9 Amon Keth races. And that is what gives him the stranglehold over a certain part of the population here. If someone else were to best him in this, I think that perhaps we might come to an arrangement where, I could lend you my relic and give you all, say, 1,000 gold apiece.
That sounds wonderful.
I'd also be very happy to arrange to take care of any expenses that you would incur while in town. I know that costs of food and lodging and dinosaur stabling can mount up after a while, and I wouldn't want you to worry about that. You have a race to conquer.
I mean, this all sounds quite agreeable to us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do we need to get our own dinosaur?
Yes, although we may have something in the stables. You'll need to go talk to the Beast Breaker down in the Fang Way on the southern part of town. But she'll be able to take care of you and set you up with everything. Just tell her that I sent you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Alrighty, yeah.
I mean, cool.
Terrific. I think that this could be the start of a very fruitful partnership.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Great. And she sort of like opens a drawer and she pulls out 3 pieces of paper and slides one in front of each of you. And she goes, I just need you to sign these releases saying that if you've, come across with any injuries, mutilations, loss of ability, or death, etc., 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 in the process of participating in the Amon Keth, Favar Emporium, any of its subsidiary companies are not responsible for anything that might happen or may be interpreted as having happened. Blah 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 blah. It's your standard loss of responsibility or indemnification clause. Just sign at the bottom and you'll be all set.
Just here?
Yeah, just there, dear. Here, have my quill.
Do you need any of our hair or anything?
What am I, a hedge witch? No, I don't need a hair.
Oh, sorry. Last time we signed
so-
a contract,
yeah.
we had to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Please, keep saying I'm trying to civilize this town.
Yeah. And we appreciate that about you.
Absolutely.
Well, I think this is what we gotta do.
So, it's great that you say you could pay our expenses. I don't suppose we could get a little bit of that up front, just we're sort of, at the end of a long journey and,
A little strapped.
Roll
for
me a
cash.
persuasion check, Helena.
I get a 16 total.
That's pretty good.
She'll open a drawer and toss you a sack with 30 gold in it. And she'll go, that should grease some palms.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Most
Where
helpful.
are you staying in town?
The inn?
Black-
No, I'll speak to Red Eye. Get your accommodations there taken care of. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wow, okay.
Please, we only live to serve.
Oh, well, this has indeed, as you said, been a very fruitful conversation.
I love it when there are opportunities for mutually helpful business.
So, do we get that Eye of the Navigator now, or
No, you get it when you win.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. All right. Okay.
Don't be silly.
Yeah.
Even
nope.
with the Eye of Navigator, chances are you're going to die in the Spire of Oblivion. It's a dreadfully dangerous place. I need you to break Tarok before you go to your likely deaths.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
course.
naturally.
Yeah.
naturally.
That makes sense. That's fair.
That tracks for sure.
Yeah.
This is going to take an impressive dinosaur. This is very
Yeah.
exciting.
This is pretty cool. Well, I think we've got our work cut out for us then.
Yeah.
Indeed. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always around, except when I'm not, because I'm busy. You know.
Understood.
Sure.
Yep. But please, we can always leave a note with Pelvin. I'm always around, whatever you require.
Great.
Except for when you're busy.
Except when I'm busy with other
No,
things.
yeah.
And I'm frequently busy.
Yes.
But yes.
Yes. Well then, I think we'll be off.
Yeah.
Terrific. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
You too. Wait, when is the Amon Keth? Is it tomorrow or
6 days.
6 days? Okay.
Oh.
6 days from now.
Okay, so we've got a while to go. All right. Well, I suppose we better go see the Beast Breaker.
Yeah.
Let's get that beast.
Hopefully not break that beast.
Sure. That's his job, not ours.
Yeah.
Satus, I'm so excited. We're going to go to the dinosaur race after all.
I'm
My
very
grandmother
much
used
looking
to
forward
say,
to it.
Yeah.
Beckov's dinosaur race.
Yeah.
I don't know what she meant.
Yep. Don't know, but I think we can do it.
Yeah, our powers combined, who could stop us?
Yeah. No one. I hope.
Right.
A few minutes later, you are out on the street outside of Favar's Emporium. What would you like to do?
Should we maybe check on, should we head straight to the Beastbreaker, or should we check on, Severin real quick, see how he's doing?
Yeah, maybe, because it's bothering you.
We could just poke in, see what the update is.
See if we think he's better or worse.
Yes,
And if worse, maybe remove him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, my friends, you return.
Hi there.
It is good to see you all.
It's very
just
good to
stop-
see you too.
Stopping in, seeing how everything's going. Has his condition improved? I don't think it would have worsened, but how's he looking?
The man, what he lacks in enlightenment, he makes up for in recovery. The fever has broken, and his leg seems to be better. Give him a few more days, and I dare say that he'll be bothering you for whatever it is that he bothers you for.
Great.
Okay, all right. Can we do like some sort of? Do we look at him?
You
Do we?
three, you've seen the Barghest, haven't you?
Yes.
Foul woman.
Okay.
What
Terrible,
makes you say
terrible
that?
person. She's trying to bring the ways of soft and toilsome creatures into a place that should be here for endings and brutality. The beauty of endings is the what should really be emphasized in a place where you live in the shadow of oblivion himself.
Well,
Yes, I can see how that would annoy you.
She has also forced most people in town into loans and made them offers that they can't refuse. She owns half the property in this town, and once she owns more than half, she'll probably force most people out of the town so that she can engage in larger operations of her business.
yeah, that's not great. You know, we're not.
This is a place of history. This is a place of culture. Just because it is unforgiving and hard does not mean that it is not worthwhile. And she has no respect for what came before.
Yeah, that sounds valid.
You three get it. You understand that sometimes civilization, the price is too high.
I think I understand it intellectually. Yeah.
Yes, of course you do. Slap. It almost knocks you off your back again.
Anyway,
Always good chatting.
yeah, great
Anything
to hear.
else that I can do for you again? Any of the teachings of the Frostwalker that you need in your day?
Not right now, thank you.
Thank you
Very
so
good.
much.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think he does have a point. Sounds like she's coming in and kind of landlording about,
Yeah.
which isn't great, but she's...
Under different circumstances, maybe we could not
Does
work
the
with
phrase
her, but
gentrification exist?
Yeah,
then?
yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah. The world is ending, so I feel like sometimes you gotta work with people you don't necessarily want to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, because on the
When
other
we-
hand, she's paying us all this gold to race dinosaurs.
Yeah, and that's pretty
And-
cool.
Allow us to talk to the person we need to talk to, the whole reason we're in town.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, and that, yes, yes.
Once we
Think of things we
save
can
the
buy.
world, we can come back and, you know,
Set it straight.
yeah. But also this guy, what's his name? The Tarok. He's a real,
That's true. He
he's
seems
a real
like,
jerk.
yeah, wouldn't mind knocking him down a peg.
Yeah.
Wonder what
All
this
right.
dinosaur's like.
Yeah, we should go. We should ask.
Yeah, let's go meet
yeah,
the
let's-
Beast Breaker.
Let's go.
Let's
go
do it.
Meet the Beastbreaker.
You travel towards the southern edge of town. And crossing a bridge, you arrive at this area where there is sort of a small hut and then a series of very, very large pens and cages where various animals are kept. Some of them are smaller versions of the beast that you fought, sort of that Tyrannosaurus. Other ones are creatures with very big heads and three horns facing outwards, Other ones are large creatures with long necks. But sort of standing in front of the hut that is at the very front of these enclosures, you see a tall orc woman who is chopping some wood. And as you approach, she'll sort of raise a hand in greeting.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. And as she turns around, you see that one side of her face is heavily scarred. How can I help you today? She has this sort of like deep rumbling voice.
Well, we are, looking to enter, that big old dragon race everyone's all getting excited about. And, what's a dragon race without a dragon? Or dinosaur race without a dinosaur race, as I said the whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wish that we could see a dragon race. If only dragons were not gone from this world. What I
yes,
wouldn't
there's-
pay to see a real dragon right in front of
Same.
me.
I've never seen one in my whole life, and I would love nothing more than to see maybe 3. But anyway, a dinosaur is something
You are
we
participating in the Amonkhet.
That's
Yes.
the
Yes.
plan,
Yeah.
but we lack the necessary beast, and we've heard you're the person to talk about that issue with.
Let me see. I'm guessing Satus, she'll point at you. And then
Yes.
Helena, she'll point at Cal. And Calistoga, she'll point to Helena.
Oh, that's interesting because
Yeah, I mean, I'm very flattered, but
Likewise.
I'm Cal. Oh, thanks, Helena.
I see.
I'm Helena.
I see. I heard quite a mouthful of you from my hunters, Grima and Ikali. Well, let me rephrase. I heard a mouthful from Grima.
Yeah,
And then some emphatic nodding from Ikali.
yeah,
Well,
That
what they
checks
say,
out.
a nod is worth 1,000 words. So.
yes, especially from
She reaches
Callie.
behind her back and pulls out an envelope and she says, I also just got a letter from the Emporium saying that I should get you whatever you need and all your costs are covered.
Yeah.
Well, more glad that message got delivered.
Yeah.
Terrific. So, you want to participate in the Amonkhet?
We want to win.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. You see that thing? And she points towards the beast with the 3 horns in the front of its face. And she will go, that is what is called the Triceratops. That one in particular is named Bone Crusher. It is Tarok's personal steed. It moves like lightning and it demolishes anything that it runs into. I'm sorry to say, but all of the best animals are already taken. So I'm happy to lend you one of the younger Tyrannosaurs, or an Allosaur maybe, but I think that you will be competing for the honor of surviving the Amonkhet. I don't know that you could really win it, unless, of course, you went after Tarok's old steed or something like that.
Tarok's
Oh.
His old steed, you say?
He used to ride his father's Tyrannosaurus, the fastest beast that we ever saw, but Tarok beat that poor thing so badly and mistreated it so much that eventually it broke out of one of the pens and ran off into the wilderness. My hunters have been trying to get it back for years.
This wouldn't happen to be colloquially known as Scar, would it?
That's the one. That's the Tyrannosaurus.
Satus locks eyes with Cal.
Yeah. And then Cal looks over at Helena.
I was like, I wish I hadn't hit it in the foot.
Yeah.
God, I thought about that when you were. I was like, I don't know how to gesture away from this.
Yeah. Well, I bet it's had time to heal.
Look, it'll make it easier to catch, and then we can heal it after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon rules.
Yeah.
Right. The what?
Yeah. What is this?
Oh, just
Wait.
the pocket monsters. It's an old. Anyway.
From the
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you'll have to
Land.
tell us all about that tale. Yeah, I guess we better go look for him, right? And try to make
And
amends.
how are you going to do that?
We will track it, possibly with help from.
From Grima
Yes.
and
if-
Ikali, maybe?
they will help us.
If they're willing. We could
He
potentially...
reaches behind her back and once again pulls out the letter and gives it like a more thorough reading. And she's like, well, This does say anything you need.
Yeah.
You know, she'll like purse her lips and like let out a shrill whistle. And a moment later, you hear the like of trotting velociraptor feet as Grima pulls up and is like, "Oh, hey boss, what are you? Oh, hey, it's the three of you.
Hey.
Hey.
What are we looking to do?"
So funny enough, we'd like to go catch Scar.
Yeah.
So you got lucky once, and hey, well, we had so much fun. Why not see if we can get lucky again?
Right, but this time it's going to be lucky in a different way because we're trying to befriend Scar as opposed to just survive Scar.
Exactly.
Boss, this is a good idea. And the Beast Breaker kind of looks at it and goes, So whatever they need, if they're gonna win, they need Scar.
Yeah.
And then Grima will be like, you three are competing the Amon Kep.
Yeah, we have to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna put Tarok in this place and to have him be outsiders, like that would fucking kill the guy.
Yeah.
And the Beast Breaker's
That's
like,
exactly
having the
the
guy be
plan.
dead, that's a pretty sweet prospect. Yeah, that does sound nice. Alright,
Sweet.
well,
We've
I'll-
won
let's talk-
competitions before.
Look.
Mhm.
Normally this would be a no-go, because to properly have a creature that you could use at the Amon Kep, you would need to rear it since it was very young, train it to be comfortable around people, train it to follow commands, train it to command words. Fortunately for you, from a certain point of view, Scar has already undergone that training. He was the champion racer for many, many years before he ran away. So you might be able to still reach him. You might be able to sort of help him reconnect with that past part of his brain. But it's going to be dangerous, and it is going to be quite a risky maneuver. And I just hope that you know what you're doing.
We're going to try our best.
Yeah, we hope so
Yeah.
too.
You could give us any big ropes or nets or anything you think would be useful.
Any advice, any warnings?
Grima will be like, we'll, me and Akali will take care of this. Boy, she'll be thrilled that we're doing this. She's gonna be bouncing up and down with joy.
Oh, good.
That
We
sounds
can
like her.
handle that
Yeah.
part of it. The Beast Breaker will say, now here's something though that you should decide upon. The Amon Kev has 3 components, and every team is made up of 3 people. There is someone that is in charge of riding and steering the dinosaur itself, guiding it where it goes. There is someone that is in charge of snatching rings that are suspended over the course, and you need to acquire enough of those rings in order to be able to fill a certain quota. You need to capture at least 7 of those rings, or you are disqualified from the race.
Okay.
And a third person is in charge of both offense and defense, of striking out against other creatures or repelling attacks from other teams. You should take a moment to think about who is going to be who for the team, because whoever is going to be effectively riding Scar, whoever is going to be controlling him, you should do that as much as possible from the get-go so that he gets used to having whoever is doing that as your commander.
Okay.
So
well,
again, like sort of like mechanically within the team itself, one person is in charge of driving the dinosaur, one person is in charge of kind of grabbing these rings that you need to be able to grab, and the other person is in charge of attacking other teams and repelling attacks from other teams. And obviously there can be a certain amount of overlap and a certain amount of like, you know, 2 persons doing something at once or something like that, but there should be like one primary person for each task.
Gotcha.
Well, you know, my initial instincts, and let me know if you two are thinking otherwise, is, you know, it feels like Helena's the most athletic of us, perhaps best suited for grabbing rings and stuff, and Cal, you have magical abilities to attack from a distance.
That's true.
It seems like, you know, that would leave me to drive, and the 2 of you could be more, you know, Cal attack defense, Helena grabbing the rings. That's just my thoughts. What about you 2?
Possibly mechanically important thing. How's your animal handling skills, everyone?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I have a +4.
Oh,
That sounds good.
yeah,
I do
that's.
not.
I don't either.
And as we all know, I've got such a way with animals.
You really
so I feel
do
like
in our
as we talk about all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I think that sounds
Yeah, I think so. I'm not wildly dexterous with very small things, but hoops seem quite big, and I am quite
Yeah.
athletic.
Yeah, I think the
Jumpy.
main thing is I agree that Satus should be driving the dinosaur.
Yes.
And-
Yes,
And if
Satus.
it helps, I could I don't know if dinosaur is one of my languages, but at the very least I could try to lead the charge on getting Scar to appreciate us and all that. I could, I got a way with words. I'll try to do what I
You
can to
have.
get him to join us, don't fight against us, fight with us.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, Helena, you and I can figure out which one of us should do
Yeah.
which. Are you allowed to use magic in the Amonketh?
And everyone bursts out laughing a little bit, like both Grima and the Beastbreaker. They're like, generally speaking, aside, as long as you A, finish the race, B, finish it on top of a dinosaur, and C, you are still alive, beyond that, there are really no rules. It's kind of everything goes.
Great.
Right. So it feels like maybe offense and defense cow
Maybe so.
with all that firepower might be better.
Maybe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I think plus you're taller, so if you have to reach for rings and stuff, that's
Jumping in that.
You will have a kind of a large pole. Think like a very long lance that you stick through the hoops of the rings and gather them there.
Excellent. I
just
love
like
that.
jousting.
Absolutely. Big sticks all around.
Yes. All right. Well,
The Beastbreaker will pull you aside, Satus, and give you kind of a couple of command words that are sort of, the things that Scar would know and that might help you bring them to heel and get him to cooperate with you. And I will send that to you separately so that we don't waste everyone's time on it right now.
woohoo!
Wonderful.
Grima sort of goes, you guys want to get started right away, or do you guys have anything else you want to do in town before we go to do this?
This seems like task number one, so I
No
think we get
time
that
like the
priority taken
present.
care of.
Yeah.
Grima shrugs and goes, great, well, in that case, Kali. And the door will open, and you will hear Kali's voice, and she goes, oh, great. It's the three of you. Who's ready to laugh?
Me.
And I think on that note, that is where we will stop for today.
Perfect.
I love
this is
the
exciting.
This is very exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Skyrocketing up the favorite NPC ranking.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna have to redo our polls.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
We were running, for anyone that might not have seen this, we were running a poll on Twitter about who is people's favorite NPCs so far, and the contestants were Maeve, Victor, Maisie, and
Bolt.
And Volt.
Holtz, of course. Of course.
The poll is not done yet. I think
Uh-huh.
we've still got another hour or so, but I can tell you who's leading if you want to know.
Who's
Last
leading?
I
It's-
saw Maisie was
it's
winning by
Maisie.
quite
Oh,
a,
okay.
quite a
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
Yeah,
margin.
Good,
Maze,
good, good.
a well-deserved lead.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, this seems like a good place to pause for
Yes.
today.
But the good news is that unless I am forgetting something, it's going to be a brief pause because we are going to be
Yes.
back in 1 week's time to see how the dinosaur hunting goes.
That is the plan, I believe.
Mm.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we will be back next week. Thank you.
Folks, as always, thank you so much for tuning in.
And thank you for bearing with me and my first time officially running OBS.
It worked
You did
out.
great, Emma.
It
Pretty
did
good.
worked out okay. And yeah, next week we'll probably be back to normal, right?
Fingers crossed we should
Fingers
be back to
crossed.
normal
Okay,
by next week.
okay,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Hope
yes,
so.
yes.
Hope so. All right. And thank you so much to our patrons. If you haven't yet checked out the Patreon, I think we're going to be revamping that soon with some goals and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like making a Discord, making a podcast version, stuff like that. So definitely check that out. And thank you so much to Rena, who is at our highest level and is amazing and is the best. Thank you so much, Rena, for all your support.
Thank you, Rena.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you also to Alan Rohde, who did our amazing original music, and thank you to Mikaela Buckley, who did all the amazing original art for the show. And yeah, this has been 20 to Midnight, and we'll be back in a week's time.
Woohoo! All right. See you all next week.
Thanks, everybody.